Good morning, Jose.
Good morning. So I want your reaction first to this whole Cromnibus plan.
Well, the saddest part, and what Americans need to understand, is that the Republicans are taking out the Homeland Security Department and funding it differently, funding it at the last year's levels. And what is wrong with that? They're not allowed to really change monies. They can't move monies around. A lot of have changed in the past year for Homeland Security. It's probably one of the most dynamic departments, and one where managers really need to have some flexibility to move forward and go after terrorists, for example. And this will really handcuff our people over at Homeland Security. So for political purposes, the Republicans are doing really dumb things.
And you know, the reason they're talking about Homeland Security is precisely because under Homeland Security lies immigration, right? And the enforcement of immigration. So what they're trying to do, I presume, is figure out a way to strike back at the president's decision to act unilaterally on immigration reform.
Well, what they're trying to do is get back at the president, send him a message. But the problem is that they're really putting our Homeland Security at stake here in this country. It's a very dangerous game, what these Republicans are doing, these House Republicans in particular. And I just have to go back to the fact that these House Republicans have refused to do immigration reform. They've not brought a bill to the floor for us to vote on. They're really, in so many ways, so anti-immigrant. It's unbelievable.
Well, as you know, a vote could come tomorrow on Republican Ted Yoho's plan to dismantle President Obama's immigration action. He's acknowledged it's a symbolic vote. What do you think the impact of that is going to be?
Well, I would hope, and I represent so many immigrant families out in California. California really is the Ellis Island, if you will, of our nation these days. I hope that our immigrant families, those who are naturalized citizens, those who have born USA citizens, those who are voters, will really take a look and finally understand that the Republicans are against an immigrant-based America, which is what we all are.
But Congresswoman, I mean, there were efforts, and you've certainly been on the forefront of supporting efforts in the House in the past to get something on immigration reform done in a bipartisan fashion. Shouldn't the responsibility be in the House of Representatives to deal with immigration reform in however it deems necessary? So the president acting unilaterally, some Republicans say, is actually causing a problem for them, because when they talk immigration now, the right of the Republicans say, nope, don't want to deal with it because of the president's actions.
Look, the president, and you know this, Jose, the Hispanic caucus, which has always been the champion for immigrant rights here in this country, we have been working with the president, we have been working with Republicans, we've been working with the Senate for 4 years now on an immigration bill. The Senate got it done about 540 days ago, and it came over to the House. And it is these House Republicans in particular who just do not want to sit down at the table, do not want to iron something out. And so the president had waited. Some people, the Democrats, told him wait again because we're trying to work out something with the Republicans in the House. And let's wait, and let's wait, and let's wait. And you know what? We can't wait. Families are being torn apart in the United States. And our traditional family values of this country, our traditional family values, deem that it is better to keep families united wherever possible. And that's what we need to do.
And just to be very clear on what you just said, Congresswoman, this presidential order really impacts families of U.S.-born children. So it's very clear on that. It's not just...
That's exactly correct, Jose. We are talking about young U.S. citizens whose mothers are being taken to another country. That cannot be good for our U.S. citizen children.
Congresswoman Sanchez, always a pleasure to see you. Thank you very much for being with me this morning.